Everybody, and welcome to our Week 4 BB Canada 3 weekly recap. I am here, as always, with John Richardson, and today we have special guest star, Big Brother Superfan, Mikey the Harlow. I am so excited that he is here with us today, but you can like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and where can they find you, John?
Guys, you can find me, of course, at Comedy Jonah on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm Comedy Jonah everywhere. I'm so excited to hang out with my friend Mike. I miss you. How are you?
I'm good, dude. How about you?
So, I knew this is last summer.
Yeah, back.
Okay, sorry. Hi, though. Yeah, my Twitter is Mikey the Harlow.
Okay, we have had Canada House, let me tell you. And my thing is, Godfrey was helping him through this competition. Now, there was a big... I can clear this up because I was at the show yesterday, so I can clear up any confusion. But did you think Godfrey was cheating? Like, do you think Bruno was cheating with Godfrey helping him, or did you think that was okay? John?
I didn't think Godfrey was cheating. I keep forgetting about Godfrey. I think he's the least interesting person in the house so far.
Letters as Bruno was circling the course. Cheating. Do you think Bruno was cheating?
Because he'd probably get letters from the house, which would probably be from his wife and kids, and I think maybe he was trying to help him out and keep his alliance.
I don't know if you guys have watched. I know, John, you haven't. I don't know, Mike, if you watched like season 1, but Emmett got disqualified in a couple of competitions for trying to help Jillian out, like kind of in the same way. So yeah. Twitter's been kind of in an uproar saying, well, Godfrey was helping Bruno, so Bruno was kind of cheating too, and Bruno didn't get this. So at the show, yes.
It's been a little fast and loose when it comes to really cheating, but I mean, they should kind of acceptable in a competition and what's not before they go into it.
Well, here's the thing, like at the show last night, competition, like producer guy, like he thinks up all of this stuff, he makes the rules for all these stuff, and he's like, well, when you guys get the rundown on like TV, it's like just very simple directions, but in the house they get like a whole, like a very like detailed list of instructions, and their list of instructions were you can't get in anybody's way, you can't impede anybody from finding letters, but there's no specific rule for them that they weren't allowed to give up their own game and just help. So that's why Bruno wasn't disqualified, because there was no rules. You weren't allowed to help. You weren't allowed to, like, you couldn't hoard letters, I guess. Like some people like find all the letters and put them out or whatever. Like, you weren't allowed to do that. But as long as Godfrey wasn't stopping anybody else from getting a letter, then there was no problem with Bruno taking the letters that Godfrey was finding. So that is that cleared up.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen worse instances of stuff like that than this. It was kind of innocuous, but I think people are just a little bit better, maybe.
Exactly, or like let us know that they can like help each other, like
yeah.
Yeah.
But
no.
Do I personally feel that it was bad? No.
Like,
right.
If that's how they want to play. And who was it? Someone was saying they were stupid for not doing it too, because they could have helped Kevin win that way. Like, because Kevin came out of that competition guns blazing and had like a Jordan who wasn't ahead stopped and done the same thing, then maybe he could have won, or a Zach who had the one letter advantage, or if they just helped Zach along, he could have won it. But Bruno wins, and he gets. I don't. Heartless. I don't know.
I forward him for him to talk about families and cry.
He was crying like he hadn't seen these people in years. Like, he's weeping like thousands of years. I was just like, what are you doing?
First of all, I am loving Sarah more and more, because one of the things that Sarah said is that I'm Bruno on a human level, but as far as my game, I'm not happy. We've heard it from every season of Big Brother US. We're even hearing it now. When you're in that house, time is going back so much faster. So it may not seem very long to us, but it probably seems like 21 years to Bruno.
Just so over dramatic.
I think you kind of have a cold heart, Dana. I think it's a
what? I don't find crying men attractive. It's like, I don't...
No, it's very... I mean, yeah, go by me, but that is just always forward when they started with their families and stuff. Like,
come on.
I always hate this fallacy of trying to win HOH to get a letter. Like, that's not why you're there to play the game. Who cares about the stupid letter? Just play the damn game.
Exactly. Like, what was I going to say? I had a thought. Oh, shit. What was I going to say? I just got home from work. So, yeah. I find it really weird. I miss, like, the key handoff. Like, because the HOH room in BBCAN doesn't have a key. It's like that physical, like, the old HOH takes the key around from their neck and puts it.
Oh, like, give me that key, bitch!
But, like, they always, like, after just
like,
kind of that, because we don't have key, like, we don't do the key thing for the nomination ceremony. And, like, it's just, I don't know, it's so weird to me.
That annoys me. The whole, like, steam machine with the crank and the handle and the screen pops up. Like, that's...
I didn't like the US version behind them. Like, that seemed a little... Like, I think if you're big and do it, go. We went huge with this. Like, a huge scene and boom, boom, boom. Like, it just seems so anticlimactic on BB16. It was like, and I nominate me.
What about the have-not competition?
Oh my god,
Can we talk?
We can. Okay, out of the three of us, who would be having the shock collar? It would not be me.
Mikey.
I would not be wearing that shock collar. And the dog?
Yeah, sorry, my thing cut out for a sec. Yeah, sorry, my thing cut out for a sec. Yeah, that was, I don't know.
I know. You're from New York. You're tough. You can wear the shock collar, right, Mike?
Like, come on, that was a pretty easy competition in comparison to some other things. Like they just a lot.
Well, that was
brutal.
I'm gonna blindfold and shock collar you, and we'll see how.
It is not. Willow was though. I was dying watching Willow. Like, that poor girl. Like, Peely put her into that friggin' bush so much. God, she's alive.
And so
there came Willow, Brittany, and Pilar.
Team Glasses.
Team Glasses was okay. The girl.
Okay, you're wearing glasses.
Says I like.
I know.
Sarah, I like Jordan, and I like, who else was on that team? I can't.
Like him so much. The good old what's their name?
Whoever else.
John.
So you were like really.
I love. So cute.
You were like Johnny. Really? I mean, I was for him to leave this day.
Well, I'm glad you said something. Like, are you sitting naked on a spiked chair? Like, everything we say, Mike. You're like, I hate that. Something we're all going to enjoy, and that is the waxing of Bobby.
I'm watching men do that. It's so funny.
Do you wax?
Do that. No. Why, when there are, like, razors available? I don't understand why that's like an alternative for people. So you wax, like, things?
Like this. It's almost the weekend. Okay.
Oh my god, I can't.
Okay.
Sarah and Johnny absolutely know that they are going on the block from last week. I mean, so now they're scrambling. They're both kissing Bruno's ass. Johnny's like, I never thought your thoughts were Greg's thoughts, so please don't put me up. Like, I felt so bad for him. And Sarah's like realizing as she's talking to Bruno, who's like, you are definitely going up because if I don't put you up, the whole house is going to be pissed at me. So now she's realized all of her alliance is okay with her being in jeopardy. So she's like, what the hell's wrong with my alliance? Like, what the hell's the point of these people? Like,
maybe a little bit earlier in the week, there could have been a little bit more room to maneuver, possibly. I think a mistake that they make often is that they try and play the week previously. Like, the only case that I heard them make most of the time to not go on the block was that, whoa, anything that about Greg last week, I didn't really mean it, and he was wonderful and lovely, and I love Greg. But it's a different week. He's gone. I don't know. I just think it would be smarter to make different to try and keep yourself this week in the house.
Well, I think too, every lines we're doing so great together, and they don't realize every week it changes, right? You have to adapt to it. You got to outwit, outlast. I know that's the Survivor thing, but it also applies to the Big Brother house. And if you've got this strategy on the Alliance one week, and as soon as you're safe, you got to completely erase the whiteboard and start a new thing, right? And maybe she didn't start soon enough, like Mike said. I kind of agree with you. Yeah.
It's no surprise. I mean, he did kind of put Kevin in the little shortlist area that he had.
I put Kevin in the short.
Yeah. So I was so much into house, but like on the outside of the house this week, the end of the episode, this is like there's going to be like a Twistos twist where Canada gets to vote on the veto, and when she said it on the episode, it was the first option was forced to veto 1, and then the other one was a forced. She made it sound on the show that it was a forced double veto. And then when she went to the website, or they could
force 1 veto or a double veto, right?
Yeah. Everybody was like, why is this changing? And Twitter was a buzz, and everyone was going crazy again, and it was just like.
So, because what did you vote for?
I read it. I just kind of went off of what Arissa said the night before, and I wanted veto. So I voted.
you didn't put a little period between that forced veto or.
I think Annie from Big Brother 12 would be pretty happy right now, though, that she's officially no longer the worst twist in Big Brother history.
What was her twist?
The saboteur, like something finally. Yeah. The saboteur that she was out the first week. Failure ever.
So then we go into week 2, and it's just like Sarah's it's on. We're gonna she's gonna take this house by storm. No one's got her back, and her and Johnny are like, okay, let's do this. And I don't know what they thought they were gonna do. Like, what were they gonna do? I didn't get it, but like both of them can't come off the block, and because they don't know about the twist. So like, one of you is going. Like, even if one of you takes someone off, like no one's staying. Like, this is just gonna be a failure on all parts. But they go into the veto, and I guess the mindset was if Johnny or Sarah wins and takes themselves off the block, then Kevin is gonna go up. Now, would Kevin go home, I think?
I think he knew he would have. So in the veto competition, we have Sarah, Johnny, Bruno, Zach, Britt, Kevin, and Bobby all playing.
No, Zach was the host.
Zach was hosting. Host outfit, that's
right.
Yeah. It was hard around his name.
3, they each have 3 rackets, and they have to, smash them. Now, do you think...
I hated this competition, though.
How the placement of them works, but, do you think that... they had this already in mind, but do you think that maybe this veto competition was kind of moved to where it was to favor Bruno because why
would
they favor Bruno though? I mean, he's watching paint dry.
I don't know, but I just think maybe they thought, HOH, give him the veto with the veto twist. He had more power in 1 week than anybody ever could have. He had the power for nominations. He could have vetoed. He had this double veto.
But Bruno can't watch paint dry because he's colorblind, and I don't know.
Really?
Still watch it dry.
Then he'd be like Aaron.
And that, so I don't know. I don't think that they favored it, but I thought it was really interesting that they had to shout out the name and the POV, and then turn around and shoot that one. And I really, really felt sad because everybody was Johnny.
Oh.
And situations when there's no way that anybody who's on the outs can save themselves or try and take that competition. There's really not much you can do.
There's nothing you can do, and I love the fact that there is a shooting one because by now I think there is a few people you want to shoot, right? And so it just gives you that opportunity.
It does, and Bobby's gone all ex-military, on the ground. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
it's like,
Well, he can stick right to the ground and be just
God.
freshly shaved nipples. Yeah, I lay on the ground too with mine.
Ah.
It's awful. But like my heart, like Bruno wins the competition, but like Kevin targets Johnny, and like his diary room. I have never cried on an episode of Big Brother before. Johnny's diary room after that video competition had me bawling every time I watched it. Like I watched the episode, then I have to then I rewatched it in the morning, and then I rewatched it when I wrote my blog to get screen grabs for it. I cried 3 times. Like kid just kills my heart. I don't know.
This guy's been playing you this whole game, and he's suddenly shocked about that. Like, I like Johnny and all, but
because he loves.
I don't know why.
Or buy or whatever. You guys at fault for the buy. I sacrificed him this week. Of course he is.
I know, but my heart broke for Johnny. It's
Yeah, I the whole time. Though.
Mine didn't actually. Johnny, and I don't care. Who knows?
Place the clues.
A little note, and then she fainted, and in Canada.
This happens. Every time this happens at the feeds this week, we're angry because they did this. Like, so they cut the feeds to do this, and then they had to cut the feeds to watch the show. So that's a couple of hours of feeds down, which I mean, we don't pay for them, so I'm like, all right, the feeds are down, but people are like going nuts, and I mean, it gets worse. It gets worse next episode. But now, so they do a show, and then they get back into the game, and it's like, and to Johnny, that I don't know what they thought Johnny was gonna do. Like, the guy's not a blow up the house kind of. So they're just.
Yeah. Thought that was gonna.
Flipped out. I know you all.
I just don't know. Like, people said, I know he's such a good player, but like, I don't know what he thought he was gonna accomplish in taking just a better move. That if he decides to make the move to win HOA to take back or somebody. Kevin?
Yeah. Well, Kevin. Bruno's birthday, which was more like a little birthday card from his kids, which was really cute.
You need to introduce his kids to like Devin's daughter from last season.
You know what? Though he's not obnoxious. So to give this to Bruno, like, yes, he's a house, but he's not obnoxious about being a dad.
Okay, you are a straight mother of young children.
Yeah.
Bruno, you have no empathy for him at all, Dana. But the gays, you have to watch. Oh, I have to watch it over and over. What have we done to you? Eric and I have.
But I just, unless someone has died.
Wrong woman.
I
You've been jumped here, Doc.
To sacrifice Johnny, and he talked and did his speech. I thought, how you doing? Oh, that was a good one.
You like ones, don't you?
I do.
He is.
Gross.
He's not as hot as he thinks
boy.
he is.
He's just
like, he thinks he's really hot, too, you know?
Kevin doesn't think he's hot.
All right, so
she is a little
bitches.
that.
Yeah, Bruno, please go to the vault.
Please go to the vault. Oh, POV.
Nothing.
Nothing. He had such.
Okay, but that's my question. Mike, should he have done something? And if he should have, who should he put up?
Zach. It is making me crazy how nobody is going after Zach. Like, it is so apparent that he's just going to sail to the end of this game, and nobody is going after him.
So Zach and who else?
Yeah, somebody like that who wouldn't get the votes, like an Ashley or a Peely, like somebody who's just, you know, piece of furniture. But
anytime Zach goes, Ashley's going to. Same reasoning he had with Kevin and Pilar. Like, those are always, like, 2 votes for whoever they want. So you got to break that. I know Ashley is a piece of furniture, but, like, if he's not going to go, then that kind up, whether it's Zach or whether it's her, need to sever that up. So, and he's got so much control over so many people. All the girls be with him or be him. Like, he's just got too much. Like, they call him Captain Canada. He's a superhero to everybody in that house, except for Bruno. And Bruno realizes it, but Bruno also is like, he's being very Derek-like in the way he plays. And I mean, once I don't know, I can spoil the HOH for you guys at the end of it, but he can use him, so he's using him, but he had the opportunity to make the biggest change in the game that could have been made, and he just threw it aside. Like, and Godfrey was right. Like, Canada gives you a power, you use it. You don't just sit there and go, oh, nah, sorry, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm in this show. Godfrey had a point. Like,
Winter's decision to try and win H, then yeah,
you
or win anything, Godfrey.
Do something with your power.
For everyone is shit in their pants on the sofas, and Sarah's like, oh my God, could this like save us? Like, the two of them being like the super fans in this has got to be something that could potentially benefit us. And then he comes out and he's just like loving to see like the panic in their faces. But Bruno is smart, and this is what the smart thing about Bruno is: he watches everything in that house. And he was watching Zach, he was watching Jordan, and he was watching them look at each other. So now he, without really knowing it, knows about Newport. So that's going to be interesting.
Why are they called that?
They like have you ever watched the show The OC? They like the show The OC.
Oh, okay.
John?
I said Beach.
Oh, poor Mikey, your audio.
Oh, sorry for a sec.
Yeah. So just use it. Now, Sarah and Johnny are like, oh, shit. And Kevin is like, you didn't use it! Oh, God! Like, this guy has had more fucking lives in this show than I've ever seen in my life. Like, this guy gets with Vito and takes him off. Like, this amazing twist that could get this guy potentially sent home, and it doesn't even get used. It's like the poker gods are smiling upon him, and I don't know. This kid's got to up his ass. Probably a finale.
I thought he would be though. Like, he's made some good moves.
He's like,
some really good move. Poop thought out of my head. With the fridge and the toaster.
No, him and Zach in that diary, Zach in that diary room where he is. And then we get BBTV.
Oh.
Now, I didn't watch Judge Judy and Night with Kev and all of this crap. And the stand-up, I think, was probably the Sarah's stand-up at the end of it was
so funny. So
the sideshow from Slice tonight, because they air her whole stand-up routine where she roasts like everybody in the cast. It's hilarious.
My God, I love the best out of all the shows.
Right.
So I think
But Justin Bieber was pretty hilarious too, though. Oh my God, like.
Oh God, did she gonna wash off? Like, oh.
Yeah, it must have been I bet you it was makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then Sarah and Willow are kissing.
That's the thing. That's what got Twitter all friggin'. Because right after they did this, they got their rap party, and the feeds were down for all frickin' night long. Like they thing and didn't come back on until like in the middle of the night, and people were irate. Like, I'm telling you, irate. And yeah, apparently it was an evening of drinking and debauchery, and everyone was kissing. Like, Johnny was kissing Brittany, and Brittany was trying to get Zach into bed. Like, these guys lost their mind.
Canadians know how to party.
They woke up this morning how much alcohol they had.
Yeah, me this last weekend, or our last show.
Yeah, the party was pretty intense. And yeah, I would have liked some context, and I would have loved to know how this, like, it just seemed like they just saw each other and went at it, but I'm sure there's context in there somewhere that we're not getting.
And then I was like,
and I think Sarah's friends were in the audience, and I swear to God, her boyfriend was there. And when she was kissing Willow, I looked up and behind me, and he did not look happy.
Uh-oh.
If that was Sarah's,
gay.
no, if that was Sarah's boy, she might
Or
be.
something like that.
She might be curious or whatever.
Yeah,
But that was her boyfriend. He looked bad.
And that's weird. Because I think with the straight guys like that.
That's all I. There were so many family members in that audience. There was like Sarah's family, and then I was like across the row, and like a couple of behind me were Bruno's brother and sister-in-law. Then I had a couple of rows behind me. I had Godfrey's sister and girlfriend, and then on the other side of the studio was Neha's family. Like it was just bizarre, like weird, and like Arlie was like sitting right next to me, and I'm like, oh. It's so weird, freaking surreal. Like what's going on here? So yeah, everybody, we don't care, boy, girl, straight, gay.
I like high school, college. Tell us how you were called out by Alyssa.
Oh my God, this has freaking made my night. Like
You saw this episode and you saw the Shide Show because it's in between.
Yeah, episode, and then they filmed the Side Show, which airs tonight. I am probably the most painfully shy person you will ever meet in your life. Like you may not think it here, but talking to strangers. Think it's for me. It's just talking to people I don't know. Like it kills me. So at the finale I'm giving you backstory because last year I was like at the end of I was like in the inside end of one row, and Arissa's sister was at the outside of my row, and after the show Arissa had come up to say hello to her sister. Like her sister was at the end of my row, her brother was like parked to say hello to her family, and I literally had to like walk by her, and like, do you think I could even open my mouth to say like excuse me? No, I just kind of, and I love this woman. Like she's probably like my woman. And she's so nice, and like she's just super sweet, and like even on commercial break, like before she starts the show, she gets like her glam squad in front of her. She's like, I need afro symmetry. Like if you think my afro's gone wonky, you need to tell me. And then she's got her show mom to tell me to slip like up. Like she's so like she sings in between acts. Like she's
oh my
so
gosh.
And she's a super fan of the game too. So like when things happen and she's shocked, like she's literally like, no, like what happened? Like when John cut Netta at the finale last year, she was like, what? Like she was like with us, like emotionally with us. Like I don't see Julie caring whatever happens.
I don't know my Julie Chen this day.
Oh my God, going to the BBCAN live show. I'm so excited. Like, hopefully this time, if I get to talk to Arissa, I won't be so shy, and maybe I'll be able to open my mouth and talk to her. And she favored it, and I'm like, whatever, because like I know how celebrities work. They see something they're mentioned, and they favorite it, and they don't really read it. They're just like, oh, go through the list, notifications, whatever, right? So then I'm seeing the sideshow, and we're between acts, and she's like, is there a Dana in the house? Is there a Dana in the house? And I'm like, like, because I'm sitting like front, me and my husband sitting beside me, and she's like, she keeps asking for me, and like he's like, put your fucking hand up, woman. He like grabs my hand and he just throws it up in the air. And she's like, hi, Dana. Like, oh my gosh, this girl is so funny on Twitter, and I'm just like,
did you just say the word?
Yeah.
Family friendly outfit, and
it's like, oh my God, I can't believe like she like actually like remembered and cared and was like, so that's just how Arissa is.
She's amazing. I love her.
And my God, she is so fucking stunning in person. Like, she's her dress last night.
I think you're all a little bisexual in Canada. Yeah, I believe that.
She's fantastic. I can't say enough about her. I love her. She's great. So now let's get back to the show.
Yeah, the show.
The show. So what's going on? Bruno saw at the POV ceremony about how they were looking at each other. So he's like, for one more week, let's get through one more week with them, and then we can start cutting them. And Johnny is trying to sway Kevin, so he's like, they're coming after the couples. If you keep me, I'm another vote. Like, you got one vote with Peely, you got another vote with me. So you got 3 votes on however.
Right. Sarah under the bus.
So that, because Sarah and Johnny have had gummy bear strategy sessions, which is freaking brilliant. Like, they go into the country, grab their gummy bears.
What was you thinking doing that?
I know. That was my question to you. Why would you, even if you think that guy is in the house, why would you expose your entire game to someone that's leaving, like, so just not checking the bathroom stall? This was one of the stupidest moves that she could have done.
Worse.
She's so smart.
I think that's really her Achilles heel in the game, that, like, she's such a wonderful, nice person that I really think that's going to be her downfall at some point, her not being cutthroat enough. And I hope I think she's just a little bit too nice for this game.
Yeah, she's too naive, and I think she just trusted him so much that
Exactly.
would.
You're a week by week in Big Brother, not 3 months.
Yeah, and you never lay it all out there for anybody. Like, you give them little bits that they need here and there, but you never lay it all out for them.
It's true, Mike.
Wait, sorry. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, can't see you though. There you go. There you are.
Damn it.
We can almost hear you better when we can't see you.
Ouch.
Are you frozen, John?
Can you see me?
I'm like, are you frozen too? This is Sarah's gummy bear strategy to try to flip. It doesn't work. He's evicted. What was it, 9-0? Like, unanimous vote. Again, I'm so tired of unanimous votes.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
I care.
He didn't roll over and die.
But
and then
now that he's gone, and maybe, who knows, there's a possibility of him to come back, I'm really hoping that the Fembot Alliance that I love with Sarah and Brittany will be able to pull some people in and really get some traction in getting out some of the bigger guys.
Yeah, I hope so too. Although, my favorite house this year, like, I really liked Brittany going in, and I really like Bobby going in, and I really like Kevin going in. Now, neither of these 3 are working together.
I know. That's an perspective.
And then I kind of like the Trey B's from BBCAN. I kind of Bobby trio. I kind of like that trio together too. Like, I'm all over the place in who I want to win, and who I want to come back. Like, we got our first look at the sequester house. What are your thoughts that these guys were not in solitary confinement for the last? They were free to, like, mingle, and, like, Greg revealed the chop shop to everybody, and, like, what are your thoughts on, like, should they have been kept apart?
I think it's me. It'll be up tomorrow afternoon. You will hear his response to questions, reveals about Kevin, if he goes back in the house, what his strategy is going to be, and it's a very interesting perspective of why when separate and together. Oh my gosh, you have to check it out.
Just let me say, Johnny is got to be the most beautiful person. Like, he's cute on camera, but in person, this kid is gorgeous.
We
like,
get it, Dana.
Johnny.
Okay.
I offered a second ticket to you, John. You did not take it.
But no, Johnny is so sweet, and one of the first things he said in the interview is, I have to give a shout out to your reality shows.
Oh, he's sweet.
I know.
It's like,
yeah, I'm like
Midwest to you guys. Like, it's just like farmland, and it's like flat, and they're just like our. He's so cute. And yeah, so then we go into the HOH competition, which is the before or after quiz. Well, and I hate when they do cliffhanger quizzes. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah,
but
the worst.
Wins though, because they did finish it there for us while we were sitting there. So if you want to go into spoilers, we can ding, 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 ding. Take off the headphones, people. No spoilers if you don't want them. But Zach, he was Godfrey, Pilar, and Zach. And Zach took it. So that's
not what I wanted.
Twitter, or that he's targeting Bruno and Bobby. So I don't know if that makes you happy.
Hopefully.
The feeds, but Bruno and Bobby seem to be his. Like, I think Bruno and Zach are kind of in the same mind frame where like they kind of have their eyes on each other and know the other, like each other are kind of controlling the game in their own ways. So they're using each other. I think they're kind of in the same point in their heads about each other. So and I think it's like a whole like put Bobby up as, or no, they put Jordan. From what I'm hearing is they're going to put Jordan up backdoor Bobby, or not, or like put Bobby up. It's a really like plan they got going on, but Jordan did offer himself up as a pawn, which is so fucking stupid. Look, John's bored.
I mean, that's what
He's shocked. Yeah, so that's...
what, did he want HOH? Or?
Yeah. And, you know, I think Bobby is the next to go.
I don't think I think it might be Bruno. I hate to say it, but I think if he puts Bruno up on the block, I think people are gonna... You only get some... Like, there's a couple of people in that house, like a Bruno and a Zach. I think you only really get one shot at them. If you don't take that shot when you have it, then I think your shot's lost. So if Bruno gets up on that block...
Well, there's not a lot in the house, and I would think that at least if Bruno stayed, I could max everything from armpits to butt. I'm sure he's totally hairy. Bobby, smooth.
Okay, so that's the answer. But what I want Mikey to talk about is the casting call and how for you and all that good stuff. Because we could.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know, did the best that I could, but the interesting part is there were a lot. I can officially say Frankie is just as insufferable as he seems, 10 times more so in person. Oh, he's horrible. But it was fun. Other than that, I just tried to do my best and stuff. I had a very awkward moment with Derek that is a good example of why I embarrass myself anytime I open my mouth. Like at the casting call, so I had like, it was right before I went into my audition. So he was talking to me for a second, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm nervous," meaning to audition. So he goes, "No, don't be. I'm just a normal guy." Like,
yeah, because you're nervous to meet Derek, right? Like, I don't know. But so, like, what happened? Like, what happens in casting? Like, what do you do? Like, is it just you go in for like 5 minutes, or like?
It's hard with like a city like New York because there's so many people that it's like you kind of, you know, don't get too much time. But you just, and then there are a lot of people who are just so like don't know what they're there for, or think they're like on The Real World or something on like any show. But yeah, you kind of like get into a group and like just have to kind of pitch yourself to them.
Pitch.
I made a little bit of a mistake. So they kind of like sit in front of you on a couch, and instead of just standing there giving my pitch, I thought it would be a very strong move to go and sit next to him and be like, "No, we gotta talk. Here's why I gotta be on this." And I think he was more like creepy than like strong move, because he like would not look up at me. Like, it's just like get this crazy.
So, I mean, you haven't heard back, I think.
Oh no!
The couch into your apartment. Oh my god, that's
some people get passed on the show. Victoria.
You never know, that move could have next year.
Like the worst idea. Yeah.
You know, for next year.
Yeah, that was
Stay in
dumb.
line, Mike. Stay in line.
I love it. I love it.
I want you on my
Would
TV.
you guys,
Mike.
was that?
I want you on my TV.
Huh. Yeah. Who do you guys think is gonna win this season?
Who do I think is gonna win? I think it's
Because I have
gonna be Jordan, or I think one of those three boys. I think could take this. Oh.
Well, okay, so
It would be one of them. He kind of feels like. Sorry, what'd you say? Go, Sarah! Like, find a way to like turn this around, or do something. And me, like those two, I'm really gone. And I really like Jordan.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know how people aren't like really figuring out his kind of like follow each other around the whole house. Him and Zach.
For sure. So yeah, dude, like she's not going on the block. That's about it. What about you, John?
The what?
Thoughts?
Say it again, you froze.
Look at you. Are you even paying attention?
No, you froze. Oh, you froze.
Damn it.
It's a girl, Sarah. I want Kevin to win. I love Kevin.
So I think that's. Do you want to talk about?
They have to tune in.
Did you
So
get to meet the? Did you get to meet?
Did I get to see who?
I just see Danielle Reyes.
Yes.
Oh, for John.
The Queen of Big Brother.
Yes.
Jealous. She's the best ever. she's just the best ever.
Yeah. Though, having you at like a premiere party or two. John.
Me, yeah.
You met Danielle, and I think you were a few times.
No, he said to me.
Turn me into.
Up now. So that's it for this week. We'll be back at our regular slot Thursdays at 3. On Twitter at dgoodyear1975, and all of our BBCAN coverage is at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBCAN. And tell them again where they can find you.
Mikey the Harlow, my amazing stupid Twitter name. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming. And John, where can they find you?
Sorry, my computer.
Find me at on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Reality Recaps.
Alrighty, say bye. Bye.
Bye.